Snapdog is a sports apparel shop in Snohomish, Washington. Like most businesses, they have had to deal with COVID in the last year.
We were hit pretty hard. It was interesting because we actually had a increase of small local businesses that were doing a really good job of supporting local. So the construction industry has been profitable. And so we've seen a lot of construction, plumbing, electric, landscape. We've had a lot of new customers that we usually don't see, but we still lost out on a lot of our schools and sports until just about 2 weeks ago.
Over the past year, many businesses around the state of Washington have been affected with having to abide by CDC and Washington state COVID-19 restrictions. Snapdog is just another small business that has dealt with it. Snapdog has had to reduce how many employees come into work while reducing work hours for many employees. Instead, they use an on-call format due to not being allowed to have their full staff and to help comply with social distancing guidelines that the CDC and Washington State Department of Health have. Even with not being allowed to use their full staff, Snapdog has been able to operate fully.
It's a little bit more on call in this last year because we weren't super busy. They weren't working a whole lot, but maybe 1 or 2 days a week, I have some high school age kids come in and they help with projects.
Under Washington state restrictions, because Snapdog is a cloth-making business, they are considered essential and have been allowed to operate under the strict restrictions while also following the guidelines, which meant that some employees saw their hours cut nearly in half because of not having the same kind of business that they had before COVID hit the state of Washington, and now many see their hours are not the same as before COVID hit.
At Snapdog, probably 10 hours a week or so, because I'm a teacher doing stuff on the other days. So I go after I'm done with school, then I'll go and help out at Snapdog. But back before COVID, I was probably 20 to 30 hours. I would be helping both weekdays and weekends. We would have nights where we're working until 7 or 8 o'clock at night to get a project done, and we haven't had to do that since COVID hit. So
Brielle hopes that with the vaccine and sports continue to resume, that they can get back to some normal business